Imagine this. London, 1663. The city is shrouded in mist, its narrow streets echoing with the clatter of horse-drawn carriages and the distant toll of church bells. London is a place of stark contrasts, wealth and poverty, grandeur and squalor, all pressed together within its ancient walls. In this bustling metropolis, rumors travel faster than the Thames, and everyone is hungry for a story. Into this world steps a mysterious figure, a woman claiming to be Maria von Walway, a German princess fleeing persecution. She arrives in a grand carriage, her manner regal, her accent foreign, her story tragic. Londoners, ever fascinated by nobility and scandal, are instantly captivated. In a matter of weeks, she sweeps John Carleton, a respectable Englishman, off his feet. Their romance is the talk of the town, lavish, passionate, and seemingly destined by fate. The city buzzes with excitement as the couple weds in a ceremony fit for royalty. But then, the unthinkable happens. The truth unravels in a dramatic twist. She is neither a princess nor German. The woman at the center of London's latest sensation is in fact an impostor. Her real name is Mary Carleton, born in Canterbury, the daughter of a humble fiddler. Far from royalty, she grew up in modest circumstances, but possessed a mind as sharp as any noble's, and a spirit that refused to be confined by her station. Mary was a master of observation, able to read the desires and weaknesses of those around her. She spun elaborate tales, weaving together fantasy and reality, giving people the fairy tale they longed to believe. Her charm and wit opened doors that birth never could. Her deception was so flawless that she mingled with the elite, attended grand balls, and was welcomed into the very heart of London society. For a time, she lived as a princess, her every move watched and admired. In a world where class determined destiny, Mary refused to accept her lot. She taught herself languages, studied the customs of the aristocracy, and invented a tragic past that tugged at the heartstrings of all who heard it. Her new identity was her ticket to a life she could only dream of as a child. Mary became the star of her own story, performing the role of a lifetime. Driven by ambition and a fierce desire to escape the limitations of her birth, she embraced her invented persona with every ounce of her being. Each disguise, each new story, was a step toward the life she believed she deserved. For Mary, reinvention was not just survival, it was an act of defiance, a way to claim power in a world that offered her none. With every bold move, she declared that her worth would not be dictated by her origins. She challenged the rigid boundaries of society, daring to imagine a different fate for herself. Mary Carleton, the fiddler's daughter from Canterbury, became a legend in her own right, a symbol of audacity, reinvention, and the power of a well-told story. Mary Carleton, born in the bustling city of Canterbury in 1634, entered a world defined by rigid social boundaries and limited opportunities, especially for women of her class. Her father was a fiddler, a humble musician whose tunes echoed through the narrow streets, filling the air with the sounds of everyday life. From a young age, Mary gazed out the window of their modest home, yearning for a life beyond the ordinary, a life that promised adventure, excitement, and perhaps even greatness. With a sharp mind and a natural gift for persuasion, she found ways to slip past the constraints of her upbringing, determined to carve out her own destiny. The bustling markets and lively taverns of Canterbury became her classroom, where she watched people barter, boast, and bluff their way through daily life. She learned early that appearances could be deceiving, and that confidence, real or feigned, could open doors that seemed forever closed to a girl of her station. Mary's first marriage to a hard-working shoemaker seemed to promise stability, but her restless spirit could not be contained by domestic life. She left him behind, reinventing herself again and again, each new identity a mask, each role a step closer to the life she imagined. In shadowy taverns and crowded marketplaces, Mary honed her skills, learning how to read people, how to win their trust, and how to manipulate their expectations. For Mary, deception was not just a means of survival, it was a way to seize power in a world that offered women so little control over their own fates. The thrill of transformation became her addiction. With every new persona, she felt herself growing bolder, more capable, and more alive. She began to see her life as a story she could write herself, each chapter more daring than the last. each scheme a testament to her ambition. Mary Motters was not content to simply survive. She was determined to thrive, to become someone extraordinary, no matter the cost. As the sun rose over the ancient streets of Canterbury, Mary set her sights on a future limited only by her imagination. Her story was just beginning, and the world had yet to see the full extent of her grand ambition. Mary Carleton's boldest con was not just a simple trick, but a daring transformation that challenged the very fabric of society. In an era when women were expected to remain silent and obedient, Mary took a radical step. She reinvented herself as a man, stepping into a world of privilege and opportunity that was otherwise closed to her. Disguised as a man, she experienced freedoms that most women of her time could only dream of. She walked the streets unchallenged, entered taverns and public spaces, and spoke her mind without fear of reprisal. The disguise was more than clothing, it was a passport to a new life. Mary became a keen observer, studying the habits, speech, and gestures of men around her. She learned to mimic their confidence, their swagger, and even their laughter, blending in so seamlessly that few suspected her true identity. With her new persona, she set her sights on a wealthy heiress. Posing as a suitor, Mary courted her with charm and wit, eventually winning her hand in marriage. The union was not for love, but for the promise of a generous dowry, a calculated move in her elaborate scheme. Every day, Mary meticulously maintained her disguise. She adjusted her clothing, practiced her voice, and rehearsed her story, knowing that even the smallest slip could unravel everything she had built. When suspicion arose, she was always ready with a clever excuse or a quick-witted response. Her ability to think on her feet kept her one step ahead of discovery, allowing her to navigate the constant dangers of exposure. So convincing was her performance that she lived as the heiress's husband, managing a household and maintaining the illusion day after day. Her deception was complete. No one doubted her role. Mary understood the power of perception. She knew that people often see only what they expect, and she used this insight to manipulate those around her, blending into crowds and vanishing into the background when needed. Her unwavering confidence became her greatest weapon. With every step, she radiated authority, convincing everyone she met that she belonged, no matter the setting. This elaborate con was more than a simple ruse. It was a testament to her extraordinary ability to construct and inhabit a completely false reality, living out her deception as if it were the truth. The success of this scheme set the stage for her greatest adventure yet, a grand deception that would unfold in the bustling streets of London, where the stakes would be higher and the risks even greater. Mary Carleton had proven herself a master deceiver, always ready for her next act, her next disguise, and her next daring escape. In London, 1663, Mary staged her masterpiece. She became Princess Maria von Walway, a German noble fleeing a forced marriage. Her story captivated the Carleton family, eager for social climbing. John Carleton was smitten, and they married swiftly. The Carletons, blinded by ambition, funded her lavish lifestyle. Mary understood their desires, crafting a tale of romance and wealth. Her confident performance and their wishful thinking did the rest. For a few weeks, Mary lived like a princess at their expense. The affair was a masterclass in social engineering. Mary Carleton had hooked her biggest fish yet. Married to John Carleton, Mary lived in luxury. She was the celebrated German princess, indulging in extravagance. Her lies grew complex, inventing details about her fictional life. Fake letters from Germany delayed her fortune's arrival. The Carletons, invested in her story, faced growing anxiety. Society was captivated, some enchanted, others suspicious. Mary became a celebrity, her life a talked-about drama. She had captured the imagination of an entire city. Mary's deception unraveled with a letter from her past. A man exposed her as Mary Motters, not a princess. The Carletons' dream collapsed into public humiliation. John Carleton turned on her, leading to her arrest for bigamy. London was electrified, divided on her guilt or innocence. Mary insisted on her innocence, gaining sympathizers. Her capture marked the end of luxury, but began her public figure era. She was now a celebrity criminal, facing the trial of her life. Mary Carleton was at the center of a national scandal. Mary's trial in 1663 was a public spectacle. She conducted her defense with skill and charisma. Dressed elegantly, she played the wronged woman convincingly. Her defense was genius, turning the trial against the Carletons. She argued they were greedy, only interested in her fortune. The public loved her cleverness, outsmarting her social superiors. The trial became a contest between Mary and the Carletons. Against all odds, the jury acquitted her. Mary walked free, a folk hero, having outwitted the system. She was the most famous woman in England. After her acquittal, Mary capitalized on her fame. A best-selling biography and a play about her life followed. But fame wasn't enough. She returned to crime. Arrested multiple times, her schemes grew desperate. In 1671, she was sentenced to Jamaica but escaped. Caught again, she faced execution for violating her sentence. In 1673, Mary Carleton was hanged at Tyburn. Her legacy is complex, a thief, liar, yet intelligent and charismatic. She defied social constraints, captivating England with her story. Her life was a cautionary tale of performance and identity. Mary Carleton, the German princess, left a lasting mark. Her story remains a testament to the power of reinvention. Mary Carleton's tale reminds us history is more than kings and battles. It's filled with remarkable individuals challenging norms. These tricksters and rebels offer unique insights into the past. Their stories reveal hidden tensions and desires of society. Exploring these histories is like a treasure hunt. They provide a richer, more colorful picture of history. History is lived by real people with flaws and ambitions. By seeking them out, we understand their world and ours. Join me in uncovering forgotten figures and untold tales. Let's explore the secret corridors of the past together.